Good morning, everyone. God bless you. God bless America. I'm your host, Steve, and this is the Liberal Letdown. All right, first things first. You got to know where to find me. My plugs. Here we go. Twitter, @liberal_letdown. Gmail, theliberalletdown@gmail.com. And I'm on Gab, and I'm on the Red Society. Find me, look me up, The Liberal Letdown. Today, this episode's all Iran, it's all Israel, and it's all Palestine. A lot of stuff happened this week. The whole school shooting bit in Texas, that I don't know, that's a bit of a soft spot for me, mainly because I'm such a huge advocate for the Second Amendment, and mainly because people are just so stupid when it comes down to actual intelligence that they just don't care. They don't care if you're right and they're wrong because they feel they're right no matter what. And I'm sure that I'm even that way about certain things, probably about religion. Nobody's perfect, but I know my faith is something that I hold close. But regardless, this week, a few days now, a lot of people were, well, a lot of Palestinians were told to be upset about the moving of the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. Now, mind you, everything I'm talking about today is going to be this specifically. We're going to start off with a topic, or not a topic, but a story. An Iranian group offers $100,000 to blow up new U.S. embassy in Jerusalem. So Iranian, not Pakistan, Pakistan, not Afghan, not Saudi, not Egyptian, Turkey even. We'll talk about Turkey later. But Iranian, not even Palestinian. Granted, Palestinians were offering money to people who were hurt or killed. But 100,000, they weren't getting that. 100,000 to blow up new U.S. embassy in Jerusalem. Okay. A hardline Iranian organization is reportedly offering a $100,000 reward to any person who bombs the newly opened U.S. embassy in Jerusalem, according to a translation of Farsi language reports. Farsi is the common tongue in Iran. So, a group known as the Iranian Justice Seeker Student Movement is reported to have disseminated posters calling for an attack on the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem, which has been opposed by Palestinian and Iranian officials as an affront to the holy city. The Student Justice Movement will support anybody who destroy the illegal American embassy in Jerusalem. The poster states in Farsi, Arabic, and English. According to an independent translation, the propaganda poster provided to the Free Beacon, there will be a $100,000 prize for the person who destroys the illegal American embassy in Jerusalem, the poster states. Okay, so let's break it down a bit. Iran, they hate Israel, obviously. They offered up money to Palestinians. I guess not even really Palestinians, just anybody who blows it up. But Palestine themselves, they are controlled and ran by Hamas. Okay, so Hamas is a terrorist organization, is a well-known terrorist organization. So in short, Iran offered to pay terrorists to bomb Israel, which really is actually the U.S. Embassies are actually sovereign soil, so that's actually U.S. soil in Israel because the U.S. changed the title of a building. Think about that. It's a building. But people don't look at it as just a building. People look at it as, oh, wow, the notification, the acceptance. The world is seeing Jerusalem as what it truly is, and that is the capital of Israel. It is the center of Judea. I guess what really gets me is Iran, who people are so pissed off about. There's this whole dirty Iran deal that we just backed out of. By we, I mean Trump. Backed out of, thank God. It was such a bad deal. And nobody gets it. Nobody agrees that it, well, I can't say anybody. Liberals hate it because something Trump did. I swear if this man was the president in the time that cancer was cured, liberals would find a reason to hate it and want cancer. I truly feel that way. I'm talking on Twitter with this random liberal, and all he's doing is hating Trump and insulting him and bashing him over nothing, and even Melania over nothing. And then you call them out on their insults, and they don't even recognize that they're doing it. They have no idea that they hate somebody so much that no matter what they do, it's all negative. And by the U.S. pulling out of this Iran deal, it sparked this whole uprising, and Iran's pissed. So the spiteful bitch that is Iran, who are actively funding terrorists to kill U.S. personnel right in front of our faces, and people are still upset about backing out of this Iran deal. And all this country has shown time and time again, even before and after Obama gave them money, is that they want to kill us. That's it. They've shown this. And now they're openly advertising financial compensation to kill U.S. personnel. And it's doubly effective for them because they hate Israel. So they know going into it, Israel has they hate Israel, so they're gonna lose people, assuming that somebody is successful in this. Whether the person is successful is Iranian or Egyptian, it doesn't matter, right? But somebody will be successful, or somebody's gonna try, like these protesters did. People are gonna die. And the end goal, I mean, some U.S. civilians, workers, personnel, they would die, all because of of a title of a building in a specific city in a specific part of the world that holds specific value to a specific religion, and it holds no value to another specific religion. The Jewish people have hailed Jerusalem as their capital for thousands of years. Islam has not. They haven't. And that's why all this is so crazy to me. This second article is Israel defends itself against Palestinian attackers from Gaza. Okay. So, these attackers, they were carried out. Okay, so Palestinian citizens, they peacefully protested, which is all just a joke. That's not peaceful protest. Firebombs don't count. They were told to attack the new U.S. embassy by their elected leaders, who is yet again a Hamas, and they are a terrorist organization. I said this earlier. They actively support terrorists. They were terrorists. They were considered a terrorist organization before the people of Palestine elected them. Which Palestine is a real country, but hey, I mean, whatever. Something else that really, really irks me here is there were women and children at this protest, at this very violent protest. Why? Why would you have children there? Why would you have children in a hostile place where there are fire bombs being thrown at troops and kites being flown overhead with the intention of starting fires to scatter troops in order to attack the border undefended. And why would you have children in an area where people are setting tires on fire in order to create a smoke screen to shield their actions of attempting to penetrate a border fence in order to kill people? The intention is massacre. It is not, break through the barbed wire fence to shake hands, kiss babies. It's to slaughter Jews and attack the U.S. Embassy. Why on earth would a mother bring their child to this place? Why? Why? Why would you do that? That would be... What's something comparable? That would be like a mother bringing their child to a protest in which Antifa will be at. You know there's going to be violence. You know people are going to get hurt. Why would you put your child in that position? Why? What reason do you have? Now, hear me out, because this may ruffle some feathers. But it is entirely possible that the husband demanded of his wife that the children be there, or that their child is present, because of their ideals, because of the ideals of Islam. This is entirely true. It's entirely possible. Now, granted, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's actually what happened. All I know is that there were kids there, and they never should have been there. You talk about people who had so much hatred. Some of these people had no legs. No legs, rolling up in wheelchairs, throwing rocks, fire bombs. What? That's hatred. And then you're going to throw children, women and children. There was a pregnant woman there who lost her baby. They're counting that as one of the dead. Why were you there? Why were you there? To my knowledge, this woman wasn't shot. They're saying that she lost a child due to tear gas, which I don't believe is possible. However, I'm not a doctor, and I only know what I read, which is they are saying that the tear gas did not cause the loss of life in the child. So with that being said, do you count that as an Israeli inflicted death? Or would you count that as stupidity on the mother? Because I would count that as stupidity. So even if this woman was shot and she lost a baby and she herself died, that's stupidity. I would call that your fault. You are in a place where you shouldn't be, partaking or standing around or whatever. If you're just standing there, you're still accepting of their actions. Leave. You have no business being there. Children had no business being there. I watched a video of a guy on crutches start throwing stuff and just kind of gimping along and hopping along, and then all of a sudden he starts getting shot at, and he is like a cheetah. He's gone, just full on sprinting away from these people. What they were trying to say is he didn't actually need the crutches. It was a coup. It was a fake, which is hysterical. So, I guess why would you be willing to risk your life, your life, or the lives of your family members, all because you want to kill Jews who acknowledge the moving of the U.S. Embassy to a holy city in which Israel has hailed as their capital from their founding, literally from their beginning, from Jesus and before Jesus, has been their capital, their land. Palestinians have never, ever claimed Jerusalem as theirs. The only thing they have claimed of wanting to do and wanting to commit is the slaughter of Jews and to sow the seeds of Islam. This is all true. Their own people came out and said that of the 52 killed, at least 40 were known terrorists of Hamas. Active terrorist members of their organization. Not peaceful protesters. Active members trying to break the line to kill Jews and bomb the embassy. And we move on to our last story. So Turkey has urged the Islamic world to unite against Israel, and they call a summit. Wow. Shocking. Another Islamic country that's calling for the annihilation of Israel. Who saw this coming? I don't know if you did, but I sure did. Not only are these disgusting people calling for the termination of Jews by this, they're calling for the termination of Jews. By saying this, you want to kill people. You want to kill Jews specifically. But now they're having leaders of Islam from across the world meet in order to plan out the attack. Turkish Prime Minister Binali Yildirim told his ruling party in parliament that Ankara would call an extraordinary summit of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, or the OIC. Islamic countries should, without fail, review their relations with Israel, Premier Yildirim said, adding, the Islamic world should move as one, with one voice, against this massacre. All right, so for those of you who don't know, because I didn't personally, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, or the OIC, that's a really bad group of countries. Like really, really bad. Really bad. Imagine any enemy the United States or Israel could possibly have who holds Islam in high standing. They're on there. It's not good. And now you're calling for a summit for the leaders of Islam in these countries to come together and talk about this. It's just mind-blowing. Calling for the OIC to meet and determine how to deal with Israel is a step in a direction of all-out war in the Middle East. I absolutely believe that. People said that Trump pulling out of the Iran deal was a step in all-out war. I don't think so. I think canceling this shit deal, was a great move. I think it puts all the cards back on the table. And I think if Iran wants to get serious, they'll come back and they'll say, all right, well, maybe we're going to do this. Maybe you need to do this. And Trump should say something like, no, you're going to do this or we're going to bomb you. Or we're going to keep blowing up your plants. Or Israel is going to keep blowing up your nuclear plants, which they're doing great at. Israel bombed manufacturing plants in Iran. And Iranian civilians cheered. Jewish planes bombing their country's plants. Wrap your mind around that. Just think about that. Think about what that means. Civilians, every average everyday people cheered Jews who, according to their religion and the more serious versions of their religion, should hate. They cheered them as they bombed their own countrymen. That's insane. And however, shows in the same breath that these people don't want war. Or if they do, they don't want nuclear war. Or it's entirely possible that they didn't know Jews were bombing them. I mean, any way you look at it, it shows that if there's going to be fighting, they don't want it to be end all. Which, I can respect. I can absolutely respect that. There's always going to be conflict, whether it's women, religion, land, puffing chests up, trying to be big and bad. There's always going to be conflict. That is human nature. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't. It will not change. Primal instinct is to be number one, is to be top dog. I don't think anybody's going to really argue that. But I'm gonna end on this, because this is a question that I think that everybody would have the same answer to. And if you think differently, or if you don't like it, let me know. Let me know, okay? So I'm not sure about all of you who heard about or saw about this altercation as a whole, this entire thing this week in Israel, and all the violent protesters. But I want you guys to really ask yourself this question, because this is the Israeli mindset. Okay, they are the ones defending their homeland. They know if these people break through, they're going to die. Their families are potentially going to die. Jews will be dead, because that is the world they live in. Okay, so I want you to read this, or to listen, and if you want, send me your answers. I would love to read your answers. If someone was beating on your door, trying to get in, your door in your home, a fire was set outside your house in order to distract you, and then rocks were thrown through your windows, and they were set afire in your house, and they're starting to come in, would you not shoot these intruders who mean to do you and your family harm? Clearly. Would you? Would you, or would you not? Would you even go for your firearm? Would you grab a knife? There's plenty of dog lovers out there. Would you send your dog after him? Would you hold him back? What would you do? Send me your answers. That was the show this week. Thank you for listening. I truly appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. God bless you. God bless America. Don't forget to go ahead and follow me on Twitter at liberal_letdown. Send me your answers. Send me your responses. I would love to read and hear insight from all of you. Send it to my Gmail, theliberalletdown@gmail.com. I am on Gab and the Red Society. Look me up, The Liberal Letdown.